This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we talk about the stuff that you need to do as an online coach. Like, seriously, you need to.
And 3, 2, 1. Cherry ripe is disgusting.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Dammy.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, bro?
Well, good. I'm just literally finishing off writing an email. You started that a little bit sooner than I anticipated. Oh, good. But yeah, mate, I could have told you they were going to be shit. Like, it's not being funny, but cherry, dark chocolate, all that sort of stuff is, yeah, you got to hold your mic like that now.
Oh my God,
I got a new mic stand. Anyone who's watching the videos on the reels, they might get to see it, they may not, but got a little mic stand.
I think because I'm more frequent on my YouTube now, I'm actually gonna just put our podcasts on the YouTube now. Because I always do it. I know Dan's. I've got to do my hair now.
Literally, I'm gonna put a fucking cap on then.
Because I do it for the guest ones, but I never do it for our ones. And I'm like, I always mean to, but you know, I'm a CapCut king now. So yeah, done it at least 3 times. No, joking. We'll talk about that later, right? But yeah, so I think this is. I don't think you can get them in the UK. It's just like an Australian thing.
There's a reason for that. No one's gonna fucking eat them.
Fucking hell! If you're Australian, you listen to this. What is this? It is disgusting. I didn't manage to get all the way through one. So it is a luscious cherry and coconut in old gold rich dark chocolate. Number 1, dark chocolate, not good. There's a reason why you can only I can only have 2 bits and it sorts you right out. Yeah, because it's fucking gash. That's why. Jesus Christ. And then realized that Dan's 2 important figures in his life are not with him right now. And
they're not.
He's got a fidget spinner. Clearly, this is what's taken Laura and Isabel's place.
I just don't know what it is about it. Mike had one, and as soon as I had it, I started playing it. I was like, oh, this is all right, isn't it? It's quite decent. I don't know why. I like it. No idea why. So I bought one. So there we go. I've got a fidget spinner. So that annoys you. That's cool. But I'm actually quite concerned. This week has actually opened my eyes to the fact that I think I may, well, just based on what everyone fucking says. I mean, everyone's getting diagnosed with ADHD at the moment. But you know, when people talk about ADHD, and I realized that my attention span is not actually that great. Like, and even when I was younger, when I used to do like revision for exams and stuff, like I could only do 30 minutes revision, then I had to go and do something else for 10 minutes, and then come back 30 minutes. I couldn't do it. And when I'm deep in check-ins, deep in client work stuff, it's fine because I'm always changing topic every 15, 20 minutes, you know, that sort of stuff. And I just rattle through those tasks. But I noticed it the other day. I was just sat here and I had like a Saturday to myself without Laura and Isabel here. And I just would like watch the golf for like 3 minutes. Then I'd get up and practice my putting in the living room. Then I would like go and watch YouTube video for 3 and 4 minutes, find it boring, and go back to watch the golf. Then I watch the cricket, put the cricket on. Then I get up, put the golf ball. And I just couldn't stay seated for very long. And then we're on a call the other day with someone. We were talking about some new graphics. And I was chewing gum and I had this fidget spinner. She was just like, fucking hell, Dan, you got ADHD, like chewing your gum, fidgeting with the fidget spinner. I sat there like, maybe I do. Like, I do find it hard. And then I realized it's just because when I find things like boring or whatever, I'm just like, well, why would I waste time carrying on watching it? But then I went to watch Oppenheimer with Mike and managed to watch it all the way through. Phone was off. And I was like, no, I don't have ADHD because that would be really difficult if I did. I'm fine. I just get bored very easily. There's a difference. You know, when you like, there's just this mass ADHD fucking diagnosis across the board. I was like, no, I just get bored easily. Like a lot of people do. I was like, just find something that you enjoy. Because I was like, when I play golf, I don't have ADHD. I don't find that boring. I'm like, I can stick to that, no problem. Like, it's just one of those things. I was like, no, people are just bored. All right, that's what it is. Let's not call it what it's not.
It's just like you're gonna get some sort of clinical diagnosis off the back of the show. So somebody will be like, "Yeah, he's definitely got ADHD."
Exactly.
We'll
brilliant. Because he used an accountant as an example of a job comparing online coaches. He did it again, so therefore it must be ADHD. Something like that, probably. Fucking hell.
Yeah. All right. Obviously we didn't do a show last week. We didn't do a show last week, but yeah, because what happened? I think you were deep in check-ins, no?
I was, but I was prepared to do one, and you were like, "No, it's cool. Don't worry about it, mate."
And then I think I had a weird day. No, yeah, I was playing golf on Tuesday, and I was getting back late. That was why. So and then I had a horrible week elsewhere. So not horrible in terms of bad things happened. Just all my clients decided to be here. on a week that I could. Anyway.
Yeah, Tom had to actually do some work, so he didn't want to do the podcast. Whereas I had a full day and I was still prepared to turn up. I'm still always fine.
I had a full day. I had to go and play. I had to drive to the golf, then I had to play the golf, then come back. It's a full day. But the annoying thing is, right, this is inconceivable for you, but I did have to drive an hour and a half to get there.
Fuck that.
Only because, and it wasn't ages away. It was the fact that I live in North London or West London, whatever it is, and I had to go south into Surrey. So, and I had to go through London, like past.
I've just joined a golf course. Like I've just joined a golf course that's 15 minutes away, and to me, it feels like a fucking trek.
Mate, no. Like, I was buzzing that I played at a golf course, didn't play well, like on Sunday, that was only 35 to 45 minutes away. I was like, it's just because where I live. It's literally it. No.
Yeah, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
No.
Oh, well,
it's fine. That's why I play.
It's like us going to Yas. It's like us going to Yas Links, mate, isn't it? It's like
I know. I'll be all right with that every week.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's fine. It's a nice day out. It's good. We'll be fine. So apologies, no show last week, but yeah, I'm sure there's.
Tom's fault.
We're almost at Dan 365 episodes. So there's almost a episode for every single day of the year if you so wanted to do that.
I mean, that would be a pretty boring year, wouldn't it?
But it's always fun. I always find it funny that there's always somebody listening at any point during the day, according to the stats. Yeah, there's always somebody listening. Isn't it? That's a weird sensation, isn't it? I'm sure definitely, of course, across all our platforms or whatever, but even this minutiae little ridiculous podcast, which is aimed at just personal trainers, really. There's always going to be someone listening throughout the day. So, hey, if you're listening to this at 2 a.m., but you're probably just in a different country. So, not the UK.
Pretty crazy.
Or Dubai.
It's the same with our YouTube, though. When we might look at YouTube stats, there's always someone watching one. I always think that's so weird. But this is also, again, to be fair, why coaches should be considering content like this, because it literally is evergreen. Like with YouTube, our stuff gets. In fact, let me actually do it live while we're on it. I'll actually have a look. I can tell you because by the way, YouTube analytics are so good. Like even on shorts, they go really deep into the shorts as well, like where they came from, what they're doing, all that sort of stuff. So let me have a look at the analytics. All right, this second. So updating live, we have. Let me have a look here. Last 48 hours. If I click on that, I reckon it will show me literally last 60 minutes. We have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 views on videos. And it tells you exactly which videos they are. How mad is that? Crazy times, man. So yeah, last 48 hours, we've had 889 views. Some of them are really old videos as well that get watched. So there you go.
Yeah, we can very use. So yeah, last 7 days, what are we at? Like 1,500 downloads or whatever. What that be? It's always fun. You obviously see peaks and troughs and whatever. So yeah, versus previous. 3.2K. It's fine. It's always funny. To look who's listening. I'm not bothered looking who is listening right now, but yeah, you can see probably somebody in it. Unfortunately, that's why content is always like this. Right, what we chatting about? I did have my notes up. We're going to talk about Dan's put his rants out. Classic Dan. And apparently we've got to talk about that Dan is dog shit, apparently, or smells like dog shit, is dog shit. Yes, I've seen your latest reel. There we go. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I gave it a like. I don't always give you a like, mate. But I gave you a like. Yeah. And then I was kind of I did like I merged my week 2 and my week 3 of my vlog, and then the next week I'll do like a month review kind of thing of all my training, which is what a post I've posted out today was about becoming fucking better, and how actually just sticking to something for 1 fucking month can have that kind of exponential kind of increase or whatever. So it's quite interesting, Daniel, because I've literally just been doing training for triathlon. I've actually done it for about a month now, but I did a week 0 of like a test a week to see if I could even fucking move. Was my ground, like week 0 doesn't really count. Week 1 was the week afterwards. Okay. And I did put a data on my watt bike results. Basically, I've been using like their Olympic triathlon thing. Just it's like a 30k bike ride essentially, but different pacings and stuff like basically off the FTP. But over the month, I believe I worked out I am what was it 214. I would be 7 to 8% better than I did the first time to 4 weeks time on terms of the wattage and distance covered within that certain amount of time. So it's an hour and 2 minutes, that session. So my average wattage was 7 to 8% higher than when I did it the first time to the second time, which is pretty good in terms of like, obviously I've been consistency has been good. I've hit like 5 sessions minimum a week for the last 4 weeks. That is involving mostly cardio-based shit and then moving through. But imagine you extrapolate that out, obviously over a long amount of time, it's probably going to be a lot better. But I also allude to probably something we talk about a little bit more, extrapolate that 28 days of being fucking consistent on hitting everything I need to on your business, it might do a similar thing. Obviously, I have the fortunate in the know. I know what I should be training and how I should be training and all that kind of stuff. But once you've done the prelim work and you stay consistent on certain things, it's boring as hell, isn't it? I've done the same thing for 4 weeks. Exactly the same thing. I've not changed the workouts because I wanted to see the progression in intensity. Basically, if I'm going to push the needle a little bit harder from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4, and I'm going to see either my heart rate is going to change because I find the session easier for doing the same kind of stuff, or I'm going to be able to push harder on terms of the watt bike. I'm trying to get a higher average watt over that certain time or a higher distance covered, which is I've covered about a kilometer more over that hour, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's just from being boring, doing it and sucking it up.
Yeah. The other thing as well is I bet you, Tom, with the triathlon, you probably looked at the 3 disciplines and went, right, which one of these do I suck at the most? Right? Which is probably for you, I would imagine, probably running. No,
correct. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And so which one's had the biggest improvement in that time frame?
Yeah, running probably. But not only that as well, Tom, you also then probably look at the data and go, well, I suck at running. Also, the data supports that. And guess what? The run, from a time point of view, as a percentage, I could probably make the most gains there if I put some time and effort into it as a percentage in terms of overall race and all that sort of stuff, right? Now, I want to segue this into, I'm going to now extrapolate Tom's triathlon into what coaches do with their content, right? So imagine for a second now, a coach is looking at their content as a triathlon, right? The coach is looking at it and they're going, right, well, I've got, okay, filming video content is one of the parts, editing the video content is another one of those parts. And the writing the emails part is another one of those. So there's 3 parts of the triathlon, right? And what coaches do is that they look at that and go, okay, which one of those is my weak point? Well, actually all of them are my weak point, but let's just say they're okay at writing. So they write emails. What coaches do is that they spend all their time just writing more emails and just focus on emails. And they spend no time practicing anything else at all. Now, they may be able to get 5% better writing emails, right? That's going to see a slight increase in maybe audience reach and that sort of stuff. But what do you think, Tom, would be the smart move for coaches to do in that situation? Do you think? Just off the top of your head, what do you think?
Maybe we pick one of the other 2 that you're really shit at. Bring your weak points
probably
up.
And probably see a much better percentage increase in terms of overall stuff, right? And this is the thing that so like if you went from 0% to 50%, that's better than you going from 80% to 85%, right? And I know people are going, oh, no shit, Dan, but you'd still be worse at the video. You'd still be worse at the video and worse at the editing than the email, but the level of increase would be higher, right? And I got so pissed off this week, right? Because I've seen posts from coaches that I know, because they've moaned to me about it, about how they aren't good on camera. They aren't good with editing videos. They aren't good at writing emotional emails and emotional copy, and that they aren't good with technology. And then I've also seen them the next 24 hours later post to their audience that they do have time to meal prep, go to the gym, whatever, right? It's just that it's not a priority. And then when I ask these same coaches, well, why aren't you very good with tech? Or when was the last time you practiced, editing a video or filming a video? No, I don't do that. I'm not good at it. So I just leave it. I don't. Oh, okay. Okay. So how the fuck are you going to get better at it? Number one. And two, you do have time to do it and you do have the resources available. It's just not a priority. And I don't know why it's this week in particular, it's really annoying me. But it's one of those things that honestly requires zero talent. It requires zero talent to be good at any of those things. It just requires practice. No one that you see who's good at that stuff was born with the ability to do that. No one is born with the ability to write good copy. They learn it. No one's born with the ability to edit good videos. They learn it. You could argue there's an element of acting involved in some videos. But I would also argue that it's not, and it is just a case of being comfortable on camera and being yourself. I'm not asking you to act. I'm asking you to just turn on a camera and just talk in front of it. It's not difficult, right? But it comes from practice. I'm not asking you to act out anything. All this stuff comes from practice. And it's exactly the same as a client coming to you and going, oh, well, I can't back squat 100 kilos, so there's no point me even 7 foot in the gym. That is the same example, right? Which sounds insane. It's the same example that coaches have with their content, with all this other stuff. And I'm sick and tired of hearing it. I'm sick and tired of coaches assuming that it's just that one day they're going to be good at it. And it's this self-fulfilling prophecy thing of like, oh, well, I'm not good at it. So when I was like, well, you're not good at it. You've labeled yourself that way now. The only way you're going to get better at it is by practicing. The only way Tom's going to get better at running for his triathlon is fucking running more, learning from his mistakes, learning from how he's doing things wrong. And I just can't.
No, me? No. I just
buy new pair of trainers.
Body shoes. I just need a better laptop and a better camera. That's what I need. And
in that example that we just used there, right, what coaches do, right, is coaches retreat to what is safe. So coaches will go back to their safe space. What they'll do is they'll go, I just enrolled for a course on how to get better at coaching nutrition. You don't need that. You're already able. You've not got any clients to coach. Get them first, then get better at coach. And they retreat to that safe space of feeling like they're doing something for their business or feeling like they're doing something like that, but they are fundamentally killing their business every single week that they aren't practicing this stuff. And there's this assumption that every bit of content that you film has to be posted, or every single email you write has to be sent. It doesn't. Practice it. Just practice writing. It's like how you practice for exams. How did you practice for an exam? You just do similar questions. Your teachers teach you in a similar way. How many times did you get told this at school, right? I certainly at A-levels in uni, right? It's like, we're just teaching this to pass the exam. Like, you get that. This is what you need to know for the exam. It's not life. It's not going to make you better. But it's the same thing. This is coaches. You need to do this to be better online coaching. Whether you like it or not, you've got to film video. You've got to write emails. You've got to do this copyright. Just do it to pass the exam. That's it. It's part of the job. Just fucking do it. Practice it. And yeah, I just get so, I don't know why this week I got more wound up than usual with it. I think it's because I've heard it more and more frequently. And yeah, it's seeing those examples that then those coaches use to try and shame their own clients. Not shame, that sounds bad, but well, they kind of are. But they're kind of highlighting to them that, look, you do have time, you're just not actually doing the right things. And I just want to bang my head against the wall and just like shove their phone in their face with their content on it and go, are you reading what you're writing? Because it's exactly the same. So that's my rant anyway. And Mike, we did a YouTube video about it today, and Mike used the example of golf. He really like, and he's just like, the only way I'm going to get better is by going out and practicing. I'm shit. He's like, I'm shit. I can't do it. But the only way I'm going to get, and what we've established actually with him recently is that he's actually quite good at chipping and pitching, which is actually one of the harder bits of the game, right? But he's actually found out that he's quite good at that. And the only way he found out is because he's been doing it for 4 or 5 months now, like practicing. And he would never have figured that out if he hadn't been practicing that long to go, actually, this is quite good. So then we went to the range the other day and he was like, oh, so I'm going to start my chipping and pitching. I was like, because I quite like it. I'm like, no, you're not. Why the fuck would you do that? You found that. Go over there. Terrible. Like, you can do that. Yeah. You can do that at the end. You can do that a little bit, like, have some fun at the end. Go do that shit you're really crap at. And like, I get it. It's human nature. But human nature ain't going to build you a fucking online coaching business. So sort your shit out. There you go. That's the tagline. So Tom's just started. So I'm going to use an example. Tom's just started his vlog where he's vlogging his triathlon stuff and all this sort of stuff, right? And I'm sure that Tom is under no illusion that his first few YouTube videos of this vlog, of this series.
How dare you? How dare you?
I've not said that. I've not said anything yet, right? Compared to his videos in 3 months' time, will not be as amazing as them. Right? but like, it just makes sense. It just makes fucking sense. Right?
You can also look at even for the start quality of, I've got some YouTube videos that were up there previously, and they might have been from a few years ago. Obviously, I've deleted that channel from that back, but certainly those ones were fucking awful compared to the ones I'm producing now, and I'm able to overlay, I'm able to like get things to spin in and out at the right times that I want them. And I spent so I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not an editor, right? And Dan does exactly the same thing, even behind the curtain of our kind of coaching business. I probably spend 20 to 25 hours a week talking backs and forwards with my clients. Cool. The other time I'm trying to do other shit. So I spent probably about 3 to 4 hours just trying to edit on CapCut yesterday. Just learning shit and trying to put stuff through. That was like probably over the last 2 days. Yeah. Probably spent an hour today when I was actually 4 hours on with Dan. So I was just like, I'm just editing some stuff, some boom, 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 so I can bunk up. And then yesterday I did exactly the same thing. The thing is about the vlog, like I also know I'm going in pre-scripted because my script is already kind of there because it's based off my results of what I've done throughout the last couple of weeks. So, and it's my coaching take. So I've already got the prelim, but the hard work's done because I've actually had to train. Right, it's fine, and that writes my script for me because I'm using my coach's eye to kind of look at what I'm doing and stuff like that. That's the content, so it's fine. But I implore someone. So if I was, I don't know. How would we give, because we can lay into people and it might hit salty for some people, like, oh, but there'll be some people who take action based off what we just said or what you've just ranted on, right? Which is good. Negativity enforces change. We've said that before on the podcast. Positivity and positive reinforcement, elicits the same kind of behavior done well. Only if behaviors are done well. If negative reinforcement will get you to change something, okay? Nobody says, well done, Dan, and then you change what you do. Nobody's doing that. So no. You need to go, you out of shit, Dan, change that. All right, I might need to change something. Cool. All right. So if we take being good on camera, how do you think, are there any tips, Daniel? Because we're amazing on camera, obviously, but we're better than we were, obviously. And our podcast does all right. We generally are chatty or talk or we're relaxed or whatever. Seems natural to an extent. But are there any tips that we can do? Because obviously those 3 things that we have there, you can talk about email writing. You're far fucking better than me at that. But I can certainly lay in terms of getting better at editing, and I could 100% getting better on camera because I don't find that an issue whatsoever in terms of talking on camera or talking to people. Weirdly, even though I'm an extroverted introvert, 100%. I think I said this. I had a workshop on the weekend, and I was like, just FYI, guys, like, this is not me. Like this person that I'm like a show for the next 4 hours whilst I teach you about all this shit. That is not me in my normal day-to-day life. And if I'm in a social group, I am not like the song and dance kind of person. Look at me, blah, 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 blah. I'm definitely extroverted when need to be, but I'm definitely introverted most of the time. It's where you get your energy from, Dan.
My tip, the first tip that is available to absolutely anyone is you open up Google and you type in www.youtube.com. You go on there and you type in how to, and then you finish off what you want in there. So, for example, I've just written how to be better on camera.
On that, do people still write the www?
I don't know. Do you have to? You don't have to. There you go.
I don't think you have to.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really write anything now. I just literally I just write it in the top bar and it's just on Google, right? So it's just fine. My point remains the same. Just go on Google, type in YouTube, do whatever the fuck you want, right? But anyway, how to be better on camera, right? Top 3 videos. One's got 150,000 views. How to talk to a camera, even if you've never done it before. One is how he talked to camera for 30 days every day. Awkward to confident, how you can do it too. How to be confident on camera, 5 tips.
Look at that. Right. What was my thing? Just about, I mean, we didn't even plan this down, but what did I say? If you just did something for a month. Literally, all I've done is I've trained for a month and I've noticed that improvement,
literally.
Right? The post I just made on Instagram that came out today is just what could happen in a month.
Right. Okay. Now let me do this. How to edit on CapCut like a pro. Okay,
Ooh.
so YouTube video, best CapCut video editing tips and tricks, 15 minutes. 7 free ways to make your videos 10 times better with editing, 8-minute long video. How to edit a cinematic video in CapCut with AI, editing tutorial, 1.1 million views. Boost your social media. I mean, like, do I need to go on or not? Like, this is exactly how I started. I started like this, right? I use Final Cut Pro, which is arguably more advanced than beginner in terms of an editing software. It's much more advanced than CapCut. I was taught by a videographer. He sat down with me for about an hour, went through certain things. After that point, I went in how to use Final Cut Pro, right? Went on there on YouTube. There is a 1 hour long tutorial. Guess who's watched it all the way through? Guess who's now better at Final Cut Pro? Like, and this is what frustrates me. Is it's like it's all there for you. Everything is there for you. And you say the same to your clients all the time, right? And that, you know, with this sort of stuff, unlike gym and nutrition, there's not really like any sort of theories or any people out there trying to like fuck you over. It's like Final Cut Pro is Final Cut Pro. The features are the features. It's like it's there, right? So that's that. How to write here we go. How to write emotive copywriting. Emotional copywriting using the wheel of emotions. Copywriting 101, the big 4 sales emotions explained. How to get better at sales, basically 3 more. Copywriting, logic or emotion, which makes more money. 8-minute video. How to use new emotion in copywriting. Like how to write 5 copywriting exercises, how to write better sales copy, literally 5 exercises, how to do it. That is, so we've just answered that question, Tom, within 4 minutes of you asking it by going on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I say to coaches, do you have an hour free to learn this stuff? Yeah, I do. Yeah. Well, there you go. I've just found 4 videos, one of each topic, make notes in every single video. And then as you've done, get CapCut for 3 hours. What, 3 hours? Yeah. Upload some fucking videos to it and try and edit it. That is the best way. Because what happen is you'll edit something out, you'll do something, you'll make a mistake, and you just go, oh, Control Z, undo. Oh, that's right. Okay, sweet. Okay. Yeah. Like it's that limiting belief half the time. Is I don't even think that people need necessarily loads of tips and tricks on how to be better on camera, how to do all this sort of stuff. They need to remove the limiting belief that they are bad on camera. And then once they reduce that, they go, right, how would I get better then if I wanted to? And everyone, it would be YouTube. Every single person would go, yeah, I'll go to YouTube to figure that out. If I want to learn how to do that, I go to YouTube. I do it with golf clubs all the fucking time. Which golf clubs would be good for me as a handicapper? A low handicapper, what irons are best? I click on it, comes up. I start watching a video. Do you know what happens when I start watching a video about it? On the side, on YouTube, what happens? Suggested. Watch this video. Watch that video. You start watching suggested videos.
More likely is Dan gets bored. Is apparently so.
Yeah. I don't see the answer I want, so I find something. But like it's just like it's. So me and Mike come back to this argument all the time. So when we were first mentored, we were mentored by Suck, right? We were first mentored, and we sometimes get questions from clients and all this sort of stuff. And they're quite basic, whatever. And like, we often talk to each other and say, like, would we have sent this message to Suck as our mentor? Yeah. Like, no, we'd have been so embarrassed to ask that question. Like, that's just a Google question. Like, I get asked so many what I call Google questions. Like, yeah, how do I do this? How do I remove this filter? How do I remove this background? I don't fucking know. Like, whenever we would sat with Suck, we go over really high level things, like really in-depth stuff that was related to us. We want to ask him questions about our business, how we move forward, how we change things. Not, is this video all right to post? What? Yeah, post. I don't even know. Like, you post here, find out. Like, what I'm looking for. How do I edit that? How do I take this? It's like, come on, like, use your brain, like, be proactive and make sure you've asked Google the question, asked 3 friends the question, then come to me and I'll answer it. But I feel like for a lot of people, we're like, first stop is, oh, ask Dan or ask Mike or ask the group. It's like, you've got a world out there of all this information that's out there for free. And people just aren't utilizing it, because that's exactly how I learned. I learned all this stuff. The copywriting stuff, I paid someone and I got mentoring, but I also know that this stuff's all out there on YouTube. It's all there. It's all available.
The same thing happened, like, very much to us, obviously when educating in the first place wise. Always would happen. Be like, oh, Tom, I've got the problem with this client. I was like, Cool. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the thing I do. Yeah. You tell me. What are you thinking of saying? What are you thinking of doing? Then I'll help you.
What do you think you're gonna do? I don't know. Like, yeah, I've got meniscus knee issue. I had one lad today. It's like, oh, I've got this thing, this issue, this issue. What would you recommend? I was like, what have you done? What have you done before? What has helped it before? What do you think you should be doing in the future? What are you training to do? Why are you getting there? Lots of questions. Just like trying to make them make their mind up for what they should do. They know the answer somewhere. And it's just like, I don't want to answer this question because I think you know the question. It's actually a lot about teaching of like self-discovery and just being like, all right, I'm going to lead you down and you're going to answer the question by yourself, hopefully. Or just go do it. Because it's so much of that shit. It's
I just think people forget that with mentoring and coaching, like, come to me because you've tried it yourself first and show me what you've done, and I can then inform your thinking and inform your practice so that the next time you have this sort of issue, you ask the right question instead of maybe the wrong one or the one you're asking right now.
I think we have to look at, if we've basically going to your mentor and finding the answer is a very short journey, like whatever that person. Whereas the chances are, like, me and Dan are in the fortunate scenario where we do mentor people, but we have gone that fucking rounded journey to get to the answer and learn all these fucking mistakes. Yeah, I get that we're going to be able to short journey to you so you don't have to make as many mistakes. That's the whole kind of point of having a coach. But we're like, all right, we still want you to discover how to get there, because when you get stuck, when we're not there, how the fuck are you meant to get yourself unstuck? It's like, you're not always going to be in that kind of perfect scenario every single time. And that's the same with video editing, stuff like that. It's just like, all right, how do I do this? How do I do this? I'm just messing shit around. Being good on camera, that's, again, I don't think it is something. I feel there's some people that are not fantastically extroverted enough on camera. They're just very closed off. And we're just like, all right, cool. Then you need to get fucking great at copywriting. It's like you're going to get 50, like you said, you're going to get 25, 30% better on camera. So you at least have that content done. And you're not probably going to base your business around it, but you're going to have, because it's a necessity, you're going to have yourself on camera sometimes, because believe it or not, when you're a coach, you're probably going to have to show your face, how you speak, all this kind of stuff, so you can relate to the person that you're speaking to. And then, but you're going to build your business on other shit, right? And just do that way. So it's just picking which one is going to be your best thing. So obviously the triathlon thing, the biggest thing for me, and I'm going to get the biggest bang for a buck, because the longest amount of time is the cycling. But the thing that sucks for me right now is the running. So I need to wind that. There's probably if I were to go off and do a triathlon now, that would be the biggest percentage in terms of skewed, because I would blow at it. So yeah, that's where I'm going to focus my money.
I just think, I don't know. I don't know if I feel like the whole being better on camera thing, I just think it's just, you ask people this question and they haven't spent time in front of a camera. It's like I think being better is obviously an objective term, and you can't, it's a subjective term. You compared to what? Yeah. Well, compared to Robert De Niro, well, yeah, I'm shit. But I'm good enough on social media, though. So that's all you have to do. A lot of people compare, I'll never be like James Smith. I'm not asking you to be like James Smith. I'm not asking you to. I'm asking you to be yourself and be on camera. It's not really that difficult. But one practical tip that I'll give every single person who needs to get better on camera, wants to get better on camera, is to not think that when you've pressed record, you have to get everything right and to the point and said perfectly before you can press stop, right? What I would recommend is getting a camera, putting it on, hitting record, and just recording yourself talking random shit and not having to turn it off. Just leave it on. Just leave it on. If you're doing a podcast like this, leave it on. Just leave it there. Just leave it there, you talking. You'll capture yourself being more normal. Film yourself doing your check-ins, all that sort of stuff. You might just find you can chop some bits out of it, right? Number one. But number two is it's this theory that because you've written out what you're going to say, you have to say it all word for word. And, I missed out a word. No one knows except you, because you wrote the fucking script. And I think people have this misconception when they see my videos. I'm like, how'd you get your videos and how'd you do that and all that sort of stuff? I'm like, well, you think that I said the start of my video at the start of the recording. Well, I didn't. It's from the middle. And you think that the first 15 seconds is the first 15 seconds from when I press record. It's not. It's a 7-minute recording and I've taken out 90 seconds of it, made it into video, and it's chopped and it's moved and it's all made into a story based on what I've said and the emotions and the hand movements and the patterns. It's like, it looks that way because there was also times in that when I was like looking down at my computer screen going, wow, did I say that point? Did I make that point? I'll make that one. Cool. Okay, that's where I'm at. Cool. I'll make that point now. And I launch back into it. And I just find it weird that people don't think that, like, it's like when I say to people about the film, like Oppenheimer, 3-hour film. Do you think they only filmed 3 hours of footage? Like,
yeah.
Like, yeah. No, it took 3 years or whatever it fucking took. You know, it takes fucking years to have a film done. I'm like, okay, cool. So do you think social media then needs to be like, you say it as, it's like, no, obviously not. And so that's one practical tip that I think people can do. And it's the same with email writing, same with copywriting. Write 6 pages and take out the best bits and make it into one email that's then 2 pages. People are just so afraid of getting shit wrong or writing too much or writing all the wrong shit. Well, that's how you get better stuff out, is by getting all the shit that's in your head out on paper, then make it into a coherent story, a coherent email, coherent whatever you need to do. It's just just one of those. It's just one of those weird things I find.
It's interesting, yeah, because I think in a practicality sense, people weirdly freeze or don't portray their personality enough on camera. It's like dial it up, any of your character traits, dial it up. I feel like we've said that before. Because it's on a 2D fucking thing, you don't have as much in like what's going on. You don't want to pick up that kind of sense. And then I feel like you have to pick someone who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to behind that camera kind of thing? You're not talking to the camera. You're like, all right, who the fuck are you actually going to talk to? Whether it be, it's my niche that I'm talking to. No, pick a fucking person or pick a fucking group that you want to talk to. If I think I'm going to talk to a group of golfers down like, I don't know. It's like you were talking about the Four Brothers kind of videos. They're imagining the camera is their mate, right? Is one of the brothers. Mm-hmm. 1,000%, and it's just in on that conversation. It's like that's what's happening, and that I want you to pick that physical person that you're talking to. If it's your partner, if it's your girlfriend, kind of perspective. It's like a POV kind of thing. It's like that's what's going to happen. Like that's what you need. Oh, yeah. I would because I would on my teaching stuff. I imagine I'm talking to a group of my students. That's what I'm talking to because that's the level of stuff I'm trying to talk to. So I hope they understand and trying to do stuff in trying to layman's terms, but also coming back to some science and stuff like that. So yeah, that's who I imagine I'm talking to. I never imagine I'm talking to Dan. Like that's insane. I'd be so bored.
Swear at me, wouldn't you? No.
It wouldn't be allowed on. Yeah. I swore accidentally in my last vlog, and I was like, oh. And I was like, I don't know whether I can do this. I have to edit that out. I've got to edit that out now because I want it safe for kids or all that bullshit. So yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's family friendly. This one's not. Our shows aren't family friendly, so I'm gonna have to put the 18 on it. I'm sure it'll be fine. There's no nudity. Dan didn't get his nipples out today, so he normally does. Normally does. Those massive dog shit nipples of his.
Dog shit. Everything's dog shit. Isn't it? Savage.
Absolutely savage. All right, that was a very ranty one, Dan. But yeah, 5 to 10% better in 1 month. Guarantee it. Just fucking do it. Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it. And if you don't know how to, then ask Google, not us.
Yeah.
Or screenshot the question of what you got in Google and then a video of you watching the YouTube video and then send that to us. I won't watch it, but at least it's proof. And then I'll answer the question.
Yeah.
Or you just pay one of us money, then it'll be all right. So it's fine.
It'd be easy, wouldn't it?
Everyone's got a number. Everyone's got a number. Mine's 259 million. So it's the same as Mbappe's. So it's interesting.
Mbappe, yeah. Fuck me. There's one for you.
Or the Saudi thing where they're trying to pay for very average footballers to come over and play in the Saudi Division 3. Apparently, 140 grand a year. I might go. Seems like less work.
Sign me up. Yeah.
Seems like less work. Go live in Saudi, play football, get given a house and 140 grand. Yeah.
Take that, wouldn't you?
Take that. I'd take that. Yeah. Lovely job. I'm all right at football. Right? Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You're all right at football, mate.
Kick the ball. Yeah, do that too. Kick the ball. It's all right. All right. let's bring that show to an end. I hope a lot of people took some shit away or just got annoyed with us more than anything else. More of an empowering podcast, I feel, than what we were. And it's late for Dan. He's got to do some more check-ins after this. And what was it, like 10 o'clock? Something like that? 20 past?
Yeah, 20 past 9. Yeah, not too bad, mate.
9.
Not
you're okay.
too bad.
You're okay.
Not too bad. Yeah. I'll crack
on. We're going to bring
right.
this show to an end because I need a wee.
There we
go. Any other business from you, mate?
Not from me, no. We're all good. All good. Yeah.
No, nothing from me. Obviously, you can go and download lead magnets. Sorry, not lead magnets. Free programs.
Free
I'm
programs,
always make that association. And if you want to, still in my bio. Wonderful. If you want your preseason stuff, there is a golf one coming your way of the same ilk. But unfortunately, I've got to learn how to use Canva, so I better go watch that YouTube video. So.
Don't bother, mate. Just say your shit out of it and don't bother.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next week.
See you later.